Welcome back to another episode of the With Love Show. I am your host, of course, Kristy Love, and today I have my near and dear brother, so close to my heart, Darius. Tonight we gonna talk about everything today, okay? Because he does a little bit of everything. So why don't you introduce yourself to them, who you are, what you do, because I know you dabble in a lot of things.
So for me, my name is Darius. Once again, I initially started my entrepreneur endeavors in real estate. Right. Now I consider myself a businessman because that was the whole point for me to do real estate, was to leverage the real estate. Like, for me, you got to understand how the money works in finance. That's why I went back to school. So I'm in school right now at Wayne State University, getting my MBA in finance and global supply chain.
Fancy.
Got my engineering degree already. Still doing that. So I'm pretty much a full-time entrepreneur and a full-time worker. And my nephew was asking me this question. He was like, how can you be two full-times? I'm like, no, I'm two full-times because I put full effort in both of them. Like, I don't have, I got a full-time job, but I spend 8 hours in my part-time job too. So to me, those are two full-time jobs. And in between, I find some time to sleep, but.
Okay, wait. Let's hone in on that. Let's talk about that, because as entrepreneurs, I work a full-time job too. For those of you that do not know, because I have a lot of people like, oh, I didn't know you work full-time.
Yes, they don't be knowing I work a full-time job.
People do not know that I work full-time.
You don't put it on social media.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. I do put me working on social media, but because I do community work, my job, I'm a community outreach specialist. So because my entrepreneur world is involved in the community as well, people don't know the difference.
Right.
So but being a full-time entrepreneur, being a full-time employee, a lot of people don't understand how we are able to manage it and have a social life. So let's talk about that. So how are you able to do both?
You just gotta prioritize, man. You just gotta prioritize literally what's important to you. Like, what is important to you? So I prioritize, for me, my family's the number one thing. I gotta, then myself. I take care of myself and my family, and then it falls on the line. For me, I make time for my family and friends. I don't miss a birthday. I don't miss holidays. But the time in between, I don't go out every weekend because, I can't go out every weekend. Like today, I just left one of my projects. I've been over there.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah, I got paint on my hands.
I saw that.
So, I'm literally prioritizing my days, my weeks, and I tell my friends, let me know in advance.
Of course.
Don't call me. If matter of fact, if I'm free that weekend, I'll come hang out. But 90% of the time,
I'm not free.
I'm not free. So, just give me a heads up. Like, okay, look, D, the fellas linking up this weekend. All right, bet. Let me move some things around because I got to make time for my friends, my families. Halloween just passed. I get all the kids. So you got to be strategic when you prioritizing too. Like, I got nephews and nieces. I get them all at once. This is a one swoop. Come on, we gonna all have fun together. I'm gonna take y'all out. We gonna make some memories, and we gonna go from there. So for me, it's really just about what's important to you, and your family and friends. They really gotta understand like what's important to you, because like some people might get jealous. They're like, dang, you don't really spend that much time with us no more. And it's like, that's because I got something that's important that I want to do for myself. This is for me, not for y'all. So it's really just about prioritizing to me.
With real estate, I know there are a lot of my friends and family. My brother, he's a real estate investor, but I also have friends that say, yeah, next year I'm gonna do it. I want to buy me some property. Year. Right. So how do you, when you talk to people and they say, oh, I want to kind of, do what you do. I want to buy some houses. I want to repair them. What are some of the key things that you give them behind just doing it?
Really, that's the start.
Right.
Just do it. Like, I cannot give you all the answers in one conversation. I can't give you all the answers in 1 week. I can't give you all the answers in a year. Like, you literally, a lot of the stuff, you really just gotta go through it. So I tell people all the time, I hear this, I got family that's been like, yeah, I'm saving my money. Like, the auction coming up in October, right? October coming around, they not ready. So that's usually what I get. And for me, I just tell people like, take action, educate yourself. Like, in the spare time when you're not buying houses, do the reading, go to investor meetings. Okay. Talk to people. Like, for me, if I get one gem from one person, that's all I needed. Right. I'm not expecting to get a overflow of information from a lot of people because I already know a lot. So for me, it's like, just take one thing from one person and they might tell you a lot. Just take one thing and make it yours, you know, and really just take action, educate yourself, and be confident. It's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's
like
true. We was just talking about that earlier.
I got a ton of mistakes I done made. You know, so for me, it's like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Real estate is the best investment for me.
Now, how do I want to say this? With us, you know, in the Black community, why do you think it's so important for us to invest in our community when it comes to buying property and buying houses?
Okay. For me, investing in, so if we don't do it, who will?
True.
You know, if we don't provide the resources that we need, then who will? So for me, I got a full-time job right now, but I know that my livelihood is not going to be dependent on them to pay me my check. So that was one of the main reasons that I'm like, I'm gonna get it on my own. You know, I'm gonna figure out a way, something that I can do to put money in my own pocket just in case this job be like, you know what, D, today, you know, we laying off a whole department. Now what I'm gonna do?
Right.
So for me, the resources, we gotta be able to provide them for ourselves, because at any point in time, they can take them grocery stores out the community.
Yep.
Because we don't own them. I mean, they don't have no ties to us. They don't have no, I mean, except the money that we paying them, but they don't have no reason to, you know, be in our communities. So for me, it's like, let us provide the resources that we need in our community, and let's stop complaining. For me, I don't like to take that role where it's like, we don't got the resources, or they not giving us this. It's like we're asking for it. No, how about we go do it?
Yeah, you sometimes you can't wait around and ask people. You just literally have to do it. Like, I feel like when you wait around for stuff, you just keep waiting, and then you continuously doubt yourself and doubt what you and your community can do. So I think that is a key thing. Let's switch over, because I know that, well, this is how we connected when we first met. We were talking about meditation, taking time for yourself, taking it deep. Okay, on Kristy Love Show. Okay, so let's talk about so both of us, full-time employees, full-time entrepreneurs. So you know it can get hectic because you have to deal with so many people. I'm community-based, so I have to deal with customers complaining. Even when I'm out in the field, customers complaining, and so I'm taking all of that in. But as a full-time entrepreneur, I'm also helping my clients with reprogramming their mindset, with helping them with their goals. So any problems or things like that they have, I'm taking all of that in. And so how are you able to, you know, just kind of find that balance, or what is a key thing that you go to with finding that balance for getting yourself back centered and back into alignment with what you need to be doing?
Fact. So first, I'm gonna say I commend you for being conscious.
Man.
Because a lot of us, we go through these emotions and don't even know that we're going through these emotions. We think we just had a bad day. No, that wasn't a bad day, bro. Like, you got all this stuff that you working on, and you interacting with all these different people, and you kind of interfacing with all these different energies, and it's messing with you, and you don't know how to deal with it. So you think you just had a bad day. So for me, what I do every morning to start my day, I don't grab my phone.
You taught me that.
I do not grab my phone. That is not the first thing that I do when I wake up. I wake up exceptionally early. That was when I was telling you about it too.
Yeah, I was doing it for a little while. I'll be back.
So for me, I get up at like 5, sometimes 4 in the morning, and I just start my day. Like, I just literally get out the bed, and there's not one of them get out the beds where it's like, oh, I gotta wake up today. No, I'm literally like, I wake up like, dang, I feel good to wake up today. I'm happy that I woke up today. So for me, to start my day, I want to put myself in a mental state that is positive. And I want to reinforce myself. Like, I want to give myself confidence. For me, I don't lean on people to give me confidence. I like compliments. Yeah, Darius, you look good today. Damn, I felt good. Okay. But I'm looking in the mirror. Darius, you look good today. You know, Darius, you smart. Darius, you confident. Darius, you know, go conquer whatever you want to conquer today. So I'm really gassing myself in the morning. So I'm already on 10 in the morning.
Oh, no.
You feel me? And then I listen to I go on YouTube, I listen to a motivational speech every morning.
You have to.
It can be the same one.
Yep.
You know, like you got notes, you know, use your iPhone and put the best ones in your notes. That's the ones that's gonna power you. Because words are powerful. Like just listening to people talk about their stories and some of the things they went through, and you know, it gives you confidence.
Yep.
Like, so I'd be like, okay, yeah. So I do that. And then the last thing that I do in the morning, besides, you know, the other normal stuff, eat and all that, I meditate. I meditate every morning. There is a YouTube channel called Guided Meditation.
Yep, got it. Subscribe.
Yep. And I think there's maybe 7, 1 through 7. You do Guided Meditation 1, Guided Meditation 2, go through all of them. And I just pick a random one, however I'm feeling today. Because, I mean, it all depends on you don't even have to be into this spiritual realm to like say, like, oh, I don't believe in that. It's okay you don't believe in like that type of meditation, but the practice itself is like self-healing.
Right. It's stillness of the mind. It's mindfulness. And whether you, like you said, whether you believe in, you know, the spiritual stuff or whether you believe in God, it's still, I always say it's more considered like, it's like a mental health exercise.
Yes.
Like you have to be able to calm your mind and still yourself before you start your day.
Yeah.
A key thing that I had to learn. So I also, in the morning, I don't check my phone first anymore. I have to do 10 minutes of visualization and 10 minutes. Well, first it's 10 minutes of meditation.
Are you manifesting?
Yes,
okay.
And it's 10 minutes of visualization. I have to get myself there.
Yeah.
I always have this key thing of like when I wake up in the morning, and I've been really on myself about this the last couple of weeks of the year. Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, I need to get into alignment like with who I want to be.
Thanks.
I cannot walk out of my door with feeling like I'm not Kristy Love. Like I gotta walk out and be like, okay, yes, like we doing this today. This is my schedule.
Yeah.
You know, these are the people that we're helping. These are the people that we're serving. This is who I'm motivating. Like I have to feel like that, or else I'm not going. Like I can't, because things spiral out of control so quickly. But you have to have like control over your mind, and you have to learn how to protect your peace at that. So I think that's why the key thing with just being able to meditate, as soon as you walk into work, for me, they'd be like, can I see you in 10 minutes? I'd be like, can I just give me a drink of water first? You know, like,
can I get in?
Can I get in and like open up? Because I don't know what's going on, but I already be prepared, because I'm like, you know, this is what my job is. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I've already walked into, you know, the importance behind that. So within the Black community, a lot of people do not believe in just being able to do meditation, which is completely fine.
Cool.
But why do you think it's important for us to be able to still our minds and do meditation?
When you still, like, everything that you need or everything that you want or everything that you, like, for me, this is just for me, like I just speak on personal experiences, like, whenever I've had a difficult problem, whenever I was in a difficult relationship, whenever I had any uncertainty, right? Me being still was how I got my answer. Like me being in a still, calm meditation state, and I just asked the universe, you know, to help me with this problem, or I asked a specific question, I got a specific answer, and that answer has always been beneficial for me. So for me, it's deeper than just, you know, healing your mind, but it's just like you tapping into something that's greater than you by just being still. And you get because we're always moving, right?
Yes.
You never have time to listen. And I'm not talking about listening to like you talk or someone else talk. Just listen to like your body. What is your body telling you? You know, like, and how do I feel today? So for me, being still and just taking a moment. You don't even have to like find a corner. Sometimes I meditate at my desk.
Same.
Like I've got to that point in the meditation state where I can just sit still and just clear my mind, clear everything, and it helps me think through my problems. It helps me find solutions. Like, and I don't know where the information is coming from, because just an hour ago I was panicking. Like, I'm gonna figure this out. I meditate on it. I figured it out. So for me, it's a beneficial thing, and it's well, we always talk about mental health, right? I think by meditating, and I make my nephews meditate with me every morning. Mm-hmm. So I feel that that's a start to the mental health, right? Mm-hmm. Dealing with your fears, your insecurities, that's a part of meditation as well, because the meditation state takes you through those. Mm-hmm. Like, deal with your insecurities, deal with your fears, but you got to deal with them within.
Yes.
And not with, for me, psychologists, I mean, what are they called?
Psychologists?
Yeah, psychologists. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of that, right? I'm a fan of looking within for all my problems. Like, yeah, I might talk to my friends about it sometimes, mm-hmm. but 90% of the time, I'm meditating on whatever I'm going through. Mm-hmm. And it's so fulfilling to be able to figure out my issues by myself and not be externally not be reliable externally for somebody else to give me what I need. I can give myself what I need. Mm-hmm. So that's what meditation does for me.
Okay, and before we wrap up this episode, let them know. We don't got all day to be with you, okay? We gotta eat, not just playing. Before we wrap up this episode, what are some things that you are working on, I can say within the community, or just working on with your business for 2020?
So for me, I've been in business doing real estate for since 2014, about 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And I came to a point where I purchased 13 houses, got a solid net worth of about $400,000, and now I'm like, okay, my long-term plan is planning out. My whole plan was to gain assets, which is real estate,
right,
and to create other businesses, create this cash flow, look good on paper, go to the bank, create 5 more other businesses outside of real estate, because that was really the whole plan. So for me, I'm leveraging my real estate right now. Mm-hmm. I had a project. It was supposed to be a flip. Mm-hmm. Went into it, I'm like, I'm about to flip this, make 40 grand, 30 grand mm-hmm. easily. And the more I spent in the house, the more I saw a vision. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I can do more with this. Mm-hmm. You know, I can actually maximize my profits over a longer term, you know, if I can do something strategic with this place, because I see it as being more than just a place for somebody to live.
Right.
Like, this could be an incubator. This could be an event space. And I reached out to a few friends. In my head, I'm like, all right, I'm not turning into an event space. I reached out to my cousin. She does event planning. Mm-hmm. She walked in and said the same thing I said. So that was the green light when I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So for me, I'm creating a space, an event space, right? And I was telling you earlier that most event spaces are spaces and you have to create the experience. Mm-hmm. No, for me, I'm bringing the experience. Mm-hmm. When you walk in this house, that's the experience. So mm-hmm. I'm creating a whole different realm in the event space, and it's going to be for about 30 to 40 people. So only small personal events, homecomings, proms, gatherings. Not no party, but
right.
If I wanted to do a baby shower, if I wanted to do a book club, if I wanted to have a mental health session.
Something, right.
You know, and I feel like this space is going to be so unique to the community because it's right in the community, mm-hmm. like literally smack dab in the community. So that's really one of the major things I'm working on right now.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you,
Absolutely.
Of course, for coming on the show. Let them know where they can follow you at on social media, or if they want to get in contact with you to do some real estate.
So email, I can be reached at The Investor, TheInvestor 2.0 can't forget the 2.0 at gmail.com. Feel free to send me anything. I'm buying it all right now.
Okay. Okay, Ghost.
Hey, I'm really on that though.
Right.
Like literally, I was talking to my nephews. I'm like, I'm really about to be on some Monopoly, like buy 4 houses, then to get a hotel. Like,
yep.
So, social media, I can be reached at Mr. Revere, Mr.Revere, Revere, on all my social media handles.
Well, I appreciate you for coming on this platform once again. I know I've interviewed you, I think once before when I was on the Word Network. Hush, hush. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the With Love Show. I am your host, of course, Kristy Love. You can catch this episode on my YouTube channel at Kristy Love Media, or of course you can visit my website where I have some amazing and great services to offer you guys at thechristylove.com. And I will see you guys next week for a new episode.